Why are anteaters healthy? Because they're high on antibodies.
It's my next door neighbor.
It's like my
It's a bird.
It's my neighbor's dog.
It's a big bird.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a bluebird.
Hard to say.
Hey, Wes. It's spaghetti in Alaska.
It is my next door neighbor.
It's totally a bird. It's a secret.
It's the mayor.
It's one of those dang snowy clovers. Oh, it's a penguin. In technical little penguin.
It is my next door neighbor.
When you call a dog, he comes to you. When you call a cat, he takes a message.
The emperor penguin is the largest of penguin breeds, which is nice. They usually live on land or ice. When alarmed, they flop down on their bellies and sides, using their flippers to help them glide.
Why was the cat afraid of the tree? Because of its bark.
Oh, I think I saw a penguin run by.
A penguin? Are you sure, Greg?
I saw him. He was black and white and red all over.
That would be a sunburned zebra.
Or it could be a sunburned skunk. There is a difference, you know.
Arr, get that penguin off the ship. I'm scared of birds that can't fly, you know.
Yar, you're all a bunch of scaredy scallywags.
Oh, I'm going golfing. They don't let penguins on the course anyway. At least I hope not.
A chicken walks into a restaurant. The hostess says, "Oh, we don't serve poultry." The chicken says, "That's okay. I just want a soda."
Once upon a time, there was a penguin who didn't want to be cold. He did everything he could to avoid it. His name was Jack. He did not like swimming in cold water either. He wanted to move from Antarctica to a much warmer place, like the ones his mother told him about a long time ago. He looked up warm places on the internet and found quite a few he wanted to visit and possibly live there. Jack was having a hard time deciding which one to choose. There was one place where it was so hot eggs would fry on practically anything. There was another place where the ducks had no feathers and carried umbrellas to stay cool in the heat. Jack finally decided to move to Tierra del Fuego. It was very warm, and he had heard that a few other penguins had moved there several years ago to escape the cold weather. When Jack arrived, he found a good sushi bar and enjoyed his meal and even met a nice lady penguin to share it with. "It is great to be warm all the time," he said. The next day it was sweltering hot and Jack got a terrible heat rash. He wished it would stop hurting. Maybe tomorrow will be cooler, he thought. Each day seemed hotter than the last, and he was tired of laying in a tub filled with ice water. He got out of the tub and decided to go back to Antarctica, where he at least didn't have to worry about heat rash. His lady friend refused to go with him, but sent him some special sushi to remember her by. The only regret he had was that he never got to see the ducks that had no feathers and carried umbrellas to stay cool in the heat. However, Jack did get the seal of approval for being willing to embark on a big adventure and try something new.
What do you call a penguin in the desert? Lost.
We're the yummies. We have full tummies, big round bellies. We love donut jellies. Cookies of every color and shape. Lollipops, both cherry and grape. Our gingerbread house is very sweet, with a frosted roof to make it complete. A chocolate lake is a real delight, where gummy fish are sure to bite. So if you want a stomach full and round, come see the yummies when you're in town.
What's the difference between a dog and a soccer player? The soccer player wears a team uniform. The dog? Just pants.
Oh, excuse me, but can you tell me how to get to the South Pole?
Yeah, well, you go about 3 blocks that way to the first light, and then you turn left, and you go straight until you get to the ocean, and then you swim for about 1,000,000 miles.
Oh, a million miles. Isn't there a bus that goes there?
No.
Oh, could you give me a ride? Yeah, give me a ride. I'll give you a fish. I'll give you 2 fish. Tuna sandwich. A whole can of sardines. How about some seashells I found? I don't know. I need to get there. I can't swim. I can't fly either. I don't know why I'm a bird.
I don't either.
Where are dogs scared to go? The flea market.
Oh, that was the funniest thing I ever seen.
What do you call a grizzly bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
Hey, why don't you just fly back to the South Pole?
Oh, I don't have enough money for a plane ticket.
Well, you're a bird, aren't you? Just flap your wings.
These wings, they don't really work. They're just for decoration. I'll give you a fish for a plane ticket.
A fish?
A mackerel, a tuna, anything, I don't know. Anchovies? How about a bus ride?
What do you get when you cross a bunny rabbit with the World Wide Web? A hair net.
That is the silliest thing I ever seen.
Who is a better boxer, a bean or a chicken? The bean, because he's no chicken.
Now we must catch the pirates who are stealing our booty. Arr, arr.
Yar, laddies, and we'll feed 'em to the sharks.
Nah, and we'll rattle their bones.
Maybe we should have a night watch, so we could catch them. That'd be the thing, yeah.
Look for clues. Look for clues.
Arr! We've worked too hard for the treasure to let some scallywags take it.
Yar, and I'll teach 'em to mess with us.
They even stole our donut whores.
Yeah! Bring on the local crime catcher.
Arr, That dog sure does have a good nose. And I said, no, noses.
Oh, enough talk. Catch those thieves. I'll be on the golf course if you need me, though. Let me know how it goes.
Why can't you play hide and seek with Poultry in a Chinese restaurant? Because of the Peking duck.
The title of this next story is The Tallest Boy in the World. Once upon a time, there was a very small boy. He was smaller than all the other kids. He was smaller than most animals. He was so small, he never got to play basketball with the other kids. Night after night in his prayers, he would ask God to make him the tallest kid in the world. He dreamed of being a giant that would tower over all the other kids. Then every kid would want him on their basketball team. He would score the big points. He'd win the trophy. He'd ride the biggest bike. But every morning he woke up and he was still very small. God must be on vacation, he thought. Then one day he was walking, taking small steps like he always did, when he heard a cry for help. It was Susie from down the street. "My kitten is stuck up in a tree," she cried. Big Leroy tried to climb the tree, but the bottom branch broke under his weight and he came down with a crash. "My kitty will shrivel up and die in the tree," cried little Susie. Without thinking twice, the little boy climbed up the tree. He was light enough to keep the branches from breaking. His small body allowed him to get in between the tiny branches, and he was able to reach the kitty. "Oh, thank you," said Susie. "I'd kiss you, but I don't like boys." "That was a mighty big thing you did, little boy," a man said to him. "I am not allowed to talk to strangers," the boy said. On the way to the hospital to see Big Leroy, the little boy realized that saving the kitten had made him tall in the eyes of everybody in town. He truly was the tallest boy in the world.
Why did the parrot wear a raincoat? She wanted to be polyunsaturated.
Excuse me there. Could you help me out here? Could you tell me how to get to the South Pole?
How to get to the South Pole?
Yeah, not the one on the top, but the one on the bottom.
Oh.
The one on the down under, the South Pole, yeah.
Okay. How do you get to the South Pole? Practice, practice, practice.
Practice.
Like
I get
Carnegie
it.
Hall.
I get it. I saw you on TV, didn't I?
Why do lobsters have a hard time sharing? Because they're shellfish.
That's the silliest thing I ever seen.
What is a shark's favorite game? Swallow the leader.
Is that the silliest thing that I've ever seen?
How do you find a spider on the internet? You check out its website.
Is that the silliest thing I've ever seen? Wait a minute, this ain't my hat. Now that's silly.
When is fishing not a good way to relax? When you're a worm.
This is a tale of a young boy named Charlie who one day loses his way home. Charlie lived in a house that was surrounded by a beautiful large forest. Charlie's mother always told Charlie to be careful and never wander off into the forest when he played. Charlie loved playing outdoors, for he had an adventurous imagination. One day, Charlie's father built him a tree house to play in. From the tree house, Charlie saw and learned that many animals lived in the forest, but he never realized that one day he would need their help. Charlie loved to chase butterflies. He loved their beautiful colors and the way they fluttered through the air. One day, On a sunny day, he chased a rainbow of butterflies and accidentally wandered off into the forest. As he chased the rainbow of butterflies, he became confused as to which direction his home was. Charlie had become lost. He looked nervously around to see if he could find his way home, when suddenly a bird appeared.
What are you doing alone in the forest?
The bird asked Charlie.
I'm lost and I want to go home,
Charlie said.
Is that all? I'll take you home. Just follow me,
the bird said. Charlie followed, walking while the bird flew high above. Finally, the bird stopped at a nest in a tree.
Charlie, it's okay. You're home now.
Charlie told the bird.
The nest is your home, not mine.
Just then a deer appeared. The bird told the deer that Charlie was lost and wanted to go home. The deer told Charlie to follow her, for she would take him home. The deer pranced through the forest as Charlie followed closely behind. Charlie was brought to a family of deer living in a meadow. The deer said,
"We are home."
Charlie, now more confused than ever, told the deer,
"This is not my home either."
Charlie, now worried, sat down on a rock and sighed.
How will I get home now?
Just then, a badger who was eating his food noticed Charlie sitting on the rock. The badger asked Charlie,
"What are you doing in the forest here?"
Charlie answered,
"I'm lost and I want to go home."
"Oh, I know the way to your home. Follow me,"
said the badger. They both walked through the forest. Charlie, not knowing a badger lives in a seth, began to cry when he saw what home meant to the badger.
I don't live under the ground. I live inside a house where you could walk right in,
said Charlie. The badger felt so sorry for Charlie. The badger told Charlie that his friend the brown bear would surely know the place he called home. The badger then whistled for the brown bear. A moment later, Charlie saw a brown bear approaching them. Charlie's heart filled with hope. The brown bear then told tired young Charlie,
"Well, you could climb on my back and I'll take you home."
Charlie climbs up on the bear's back. Charlie, worried and exhausted, falls asleep, and when he awakens, finds himself in the brown bear's lair. Charlie tells the brown bear,
"This is not my home either."
Charlie begins to cry.
"No one knows where my home is. I want to go to my home, not theirs."
Charlie cried. The brown bear tells Charlie,
"Please don't cry. Well, I know someone who's very wise, and he'll tell you how to find your home."
"Who?"
Charlie asked.
"The wise old owl,"
said the brown bear. The brown bear takes Charlie's hand and off they go through the forest once again. There, high in his perch, not too far in the distance, sits the wise old owl. The brown bear introduces Charlie and tells him of Charlie's search for his home. The wise old owl ponders after hearing Charlie's story. The wise old owl, fully aware that Charlie does not live in the forest, begins to hoot 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 in what seems like some type of Morse code. Hoot 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 hoot. He sounds unbelievable loud. Hoot hoot hoot. Charlie, thinking the old wild owl has gone bonkers. Charlie starts to step away, when all of a sudden the brown bear turns towards a noise coming from a nearby bush. Charlie sees the brown bear is smiling. The brown bear picks up Charlie up on his shoulders. Charlie smiles too, when he sees that the wise old owl had signaled the park ranger. The park ranger walks towards Charlie and his friends and says,
"Hello, Mr. Owl. I heard your signal and I came right over. How can I help you?"
Charlie runs to the park ranger and tells him that he is lost.
"The animals in the forest have tried very hard to find my home, but they keep taking me to their homes."
"Don't worry,"
said the park ranger,
"I'll take you home,"
as he took Charlie's hand in his.
"Thank you, Mr. Ranger."
Then Charlie and the park ranger thanked the wise old owl and the brown bear. Sometime later, Charlie sees his treehouse through a clump of trees. Charlie and the park ranger smile. They both know that Charlie is finally home.
Dr. Draw here, communicating incommunicado. Actually, I look like a telephone, don't I? Telephones don't really look like this, do you? But I'm here to give you some exciting news, DrDraw.com is up and running. That's right, DrDraw.com. Did I say DrDraw.com is up and running? DrDraw.com, yeah! It's very appealing. Yeah!
What kind of a noise does a penguin make? Chugalaga, chuga. No, that's not a
Left, and you go in.
Cut. Squat. I can't swim. I can't fly either. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a bird. A penguin. What am I good for? That was too much fun. Improv. I don't know. Oh, hey, excuse me. Many fish. To get to the
I'm
South
allergic
Pole.
to penguins. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, I'll never get to the South Pole now. What am I gonna do? Help! Help! Penguin in trouble! Penguin! Hey, who do I call?
No, you're not happy. What? I know. Okay. Are we done now? We're done?
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. That wasn't in the script, was it? No, we must kiss.
There's more to this line than meets the eye. It's better if you say the whole thing then.